Okay, so we are continuing with marketing and selling. Okay. Yes, children.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Last day we had done with products and services, if you remember. I had
Only
said
product,
only
not
product.
services.
Features of a product we had completed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Now I'm going to start with service today. Now, what is a service and how is it different from a product? That is what we are going to discuss today. Okay. Anyone has an idea of what is a service before I start explaining?
It is intangible.
Yes, yes, Divyata.
It is intangible, but it can be felt.
It is intangible. Intangible means we cannot see a service or we cannot touch a service, but definitely we can experience a service. We can feel a service. Okay. And such kind of benefits, or you can say utilities, which provide satisfaction and are offered for sale, is nothing but a service. So a service is something someone can do for money. Example, workers working in a factory, they are providing service. A major part of a service marketing depends on the relationship that is the market seller is able to establish with the customer. So when the customer is going to experience a service, please understand it is very, very important that he is able to build a relationship with the consumer. Only then the service will be established. Okay. Services can be of different kinds. Where's Krishna? Why is he missing today? Any idea?
Ma'am, he was in the other class.
Then I've not.
Mama messaged him. He didn't reply.
Okay. Okay. Let's continue. Right. Now let's come to the types of services. You all can mark out the definition of services if you want to. Page number 14 of your textbook, those who have. Okay. Services refer to those intangible benefits, utilities, and satisfactions which are offered for sale. Have you all found it? Page 14, meaning of services. Zara, did you find it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's go to types of services. Hello, Avni. Good morning. Avni, can you hear me? Okay, let's start. Okay, let's go to then types of services. Types of services are different. There are 4 different kinds of services. Okay. Commercial services, professional services, personal services, and public utility services. So first, the type of service I'm going to discuss is commercial services. I hope all of you have found out the definition of services, page 14. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, those services which are provided by traders, that is wholesalers, retailers, brokers, transporters, even banks and financial institutions. That means basically services are very commercial in nature for business purpose. Those kind of services provided by traders, that means by the warehousers, retailers, banks, insurance companies, they come under the category of commercial services. Second type I'm going to deal is professional services. Professional services are services provided by a particular working professional, like a lawyer, okay, or a doctor, or a consultant, okay, or a beautician. Any person who's trained in a particular service and is providing it becomes a professional to provide that service. Okay. Personal services. Yes. Tell me.
Ma'am, Krishna said he's eating. He'll join in 2 minutes.
Okay. Then we come to personal services. Personal services are referring to which kind of services? Like you have a tailoring shop, an amusement park, a laundry. Okay, these kind of services come under personal services. Say say there is a family outing and someone has decided to visit an amusement park, so they are experiencing.
Ma'am, it is done for entertainment or satisfaction of one person.
Right. So anything done for entertainment, for enjoyment, not only entertainment, but also for your personal services, like giving clothes in a laundry. They also come under personal services. Or going to a tailoring shop is a personal service. Then last but not the least are the public utility services. Services rendered for all. Okay, services rendered for all, services rendered by post and telegraph, by police, by fire brigade, by electric supply, they come under public services. So is it being clear, all the 4 types of services: commercial service, professional, personal, and public utility?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, everyone clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Avni, what are then services? Can you just give a light on it before we go to the differences between products and what is a service? Avni?
Commercial services, professional services.
I'm not talking about types. I'm talking about what is a service. Just now we discussed. I think you joined in a little late. That's why I'm asking. What is a service?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Refers to intangible utilities and satisfaction.
Okay. Intangible utilities and satisfaction which can be offered for sale and to earn money is a service. Okay. Clear. Great. Now we come to the differences between products and services. Okay. That's the next one. This is again a very, very important table, children. Why is it very important? Because from both point of view, either you get a 2-mark question or you get a 5-marker. The difference between products and services. Before I go to this table, let's quickly repeat the features of a product. Zara, please repeat the features of a product. Which are the important features of a product?
Life cycle.
Yes. What else?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Satisfaction.
Yes. Okay. Okay. What else?
Associated attitudes, attributes, and
Attributes.
tangibility.
What are associated attributes, Divyata? What do you mean by associative attributes?
Like the brand's name, warranty is there or not, the packaging.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great.
Ma'am,
Zara,
exchange value.
exchange value. Meet, what does exchange value mean?
Ma'am, the product can be exchanged with money
Yes.
in
We are,
terms
In
of
terms
money.
of
we are going to pay a price for the product. What is the first most important difference between product and service? Product is
tangibility.
tangible. I can feel a product. I can touch a product. As I told you yesterday, that any product which I can buy, I can see, I can feel, I can touch, becomes a product. On the other hand, services, they are intangible. They may have physical evidence, but they cannot be touched. They cannot be standardized. They do not have uniformity. Right? When I go to say a beauty parlor and get a service done for myself, will each time I get the same service experience?
No, ma'am.
No, isn't it? Say you are hiring a taxi service. Each time you cannot experience the identical service from every taxi driver. Sometimes the services are very good. The drivers come on time. Sometimes
Yes.
it's late. So each time a service cannot be standardized, but products can be fully standardized. I can have the same set of units being produced in large quantities. Second difference is perishability. Products are very durable. Services are perishable. What do you understand by perishability? Very important. When I say a product is
That they can be used easily.
they can be, sorry?
That they cannot be for a long period of time.
Which one? Product or service?
Service.
Service. But products are very highly durable, right? Now, obviously, when I'm saying that the product is durable in nature, means it has longevity. Like I'm buying a television set or a mobile phone. It's going to last me for a very long time, isn't it? It's not going to be perished easily. But service, the moment you consume the service, it gets over. Right? Yes or no? Can the service constantly last you? No. So a product is durable and it can be stored for a long time. For example, a showroom can store 20 cars and sell it as and when they want. However, if
Yes.
a bus which can carry 40% passengers and has carried only 30 passengers for a particular period of time, then that service for 10 passengers has gone a waste in that particular ride. But that bus
Yes.
is perished. Can you again get that same service back? You cannot.
No.
Right? Then comes inseparability of buyer and seller. Very important. Fully separable, remote transactions are possible. Not separable, remote transactions not possible. Okay. Remember, a product can be separated from its producer. How is it possible? For example, the
Transfer of ownership.
yes, no, not ownership. I'm talking about inseparability. Say a person has manufactured a car. Okay, he has produced the car. The producer of a car, he need not be present when the car is actually being sold in the showroom. Yes or no?
Yes.
Although he has manufactured the car, right? But look at service. In case of service provider, remember, suppose I am taking an Ola service. If the Ola driver is only not there, can the service be possible?
No.
No. So in service, the buyer and seller are not separable. But in product, the buyer and seller are separate. I hope I'm being absolutely audible and I'm being clear to you with the pointers.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, excellent. Risk. Where you think the risk would be higher, product or service?
Product.
Product, the risk
Service.
is higher.
And service.
Service, definitely risk is higher, right? Because the product can be replaced. I went and I bought a product and I found that there is some inefficiency in it or it's not up to the mark. I can go and replace it by producing the bill. You bought a shirt, a top for yourself or a shirt for yourself. You saw it's not fitting you well. What will you do?
Replace.
You're going to replace it. You will go to the market and you're going to go and change it. But what about the service? Service once delivered, can it be replaced?
No.
Someone has done a bad haircut for you. Can you change it?
No.
Cannot. So services delivered cannot be replaced, but product can be replaced. Okay. Then we come to quality. Product can be measured and controlled. I can measure the quality of the product. That's why prices are also put according to the quality of the product. But service,
Yeah.
to understand a particular quality becomes difficult to control and measure. Because sometimes a service which I'm providing might be of superior quality to some, but may not be of that quality to someone else. Clear?
And it is because it is done by humans.
Yes, it is done by, it's performed by human beings. So you cannot have uniformity in services, neither in the quality. Inventory. Product obviously is a unit, it can be stored. Service is not a unit, it cannot be stored. Okay. Then is, before I go to customization and 3, please go to point number 5, homogeneity. Very important. In your book, it is there. Please look at homogeneity.
Yes.
Okay. In case of standardized product, each unit is a perfect substitute of the other. It is impossible to differentiate one unit from another unit. For example, when you buy a Maruti car, you can get the same quality of the Maruti car the second time, right? On the other hand, services are not homogeneous. Each time you will not get the same quality of the service. So a patient will not get the same treatment in a village hospital which he would get in a proper superior metro hospital. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we come to customization. Obviously, product will, if the cost increase, the sales can get restricted. But services we can customize. Say you went to a restaurant and you requested that, you know, we want a table put with balloons or with, you know, some decoration. So service can be done to increase the customer's delight. But in product, if you're going to increase the cost, you will restrict the sale of good. Then we come to market relationship. Product and brand are the focus of a transaction. Okay, on the other case of services, it's an important link. Link between who? Link between the buyers and the seller.
Seller.
Then we come to technology. Okay, some points I'm discussing from the book also. Point number 6. Please look at point number 6. A product is technology based, whereas a service is more person based. As Vyata just put a light on it, that it is the humans who are providing the service. So it's more people based. But on the other hand, product, like we put in a machine, we can produce 100, 200 units of the same, right? Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
another thing is you may not get the same service quality each time. Sorry, where was I? Yeah. For example, the quality of a car is dependent largely on production technology, but the quality of the repair will be dependent in the hands of the mechanic who's providing the service. Clear? So which is more technology based, product or service?
Product.
Product. Service is more person based. Clear?
Yeah.
Then is after sales services. Consumer durable products. Like say I went and bought an AC, okay, or a car or a scooter. After some time, you can give it for an after sales service. Yes or no? Or you can call
Yes, ma'am.
right. TV sets, refrigerators, they require repair, they require maintenance services. But no such facilities would be given in case of service. But if you look at a service, already the service is provided. Will you get again an after sales service for it?
No.
You will not get an after sales service. Then we come to participation. Please look at participation. Customers do not participate in the process of manufacturing products, right? But customers participate in the production of the service. For example, when a car is manufactured, obviously the customer is not present then. But on the other hand, obviously, when he hires a taxi, he has to be present in the taxi to experience the service.
Yes, ma'am.
I am going to the parlor to get a haircut done. If I am only not present, whose haircut will be done? Yes or no? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
The customer needs to be present as a part of the service. He participates in the service, but he does not participate in the product. I hope I'm being absolutely clear with the pointers.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the last part is the marketing mix. Please look at it. That's point number 9. In case of products, marketing mix consists of 4 elements. If you remember in the beginning of the chapter, I had spoken about the 4 important elements of marketing mix. Does anyone remember them?
Ma'am.
Product,
Price.
price,
Product, price, place, and promotion.
Excellent. Product, price, place, and promotion are the 4 important elements of the marketing mix. On the other hand, in service, we have 3 additional extra elements. Okay. What are they? Number 1, people. People is a very important P in a service because it's people who provide the service. Apart from people, you have physical evidence. Physical evidence means the environment in which the service is being provided. Okay. And of course, the third important element is which one? Process.
Process.
Process means the series of steps involved in providing the product and the service. I hope I'm being absolutely clear now with the differences between products and services? Okay, excellent.
Yes, ma'am.
So just before we start with the next topic, let's quickly do the differences between products and services. Okay. So I'm not going to show it to you. You're going to tell me now without seeing them. I'm going to the next slide. Right. Quickly, what are the differences between products and services? Two or
Tangible.
okay.
Tangible.
And
Product is fully tangible, service is intangible, then perishability, usually durable and usually perishable.
excellent.
Ma'am, ownership.
Ma'am, ownership. It is in product. It is transferable.
One by one. You sir, Avni has said 2 points. Next, who's going to say raise your?
Ma'am,
Okay. Tell me.
ma'am, ownership. The ownership in product is transferable, but in services it is not.
Okay.
And the risk in products is they can be replaced, but it is not in service.
So where is the risk high? Product or service?
In service.
Very good. Zara, next you. Give me
Ma'am, quality can be measured, difficult to measure and control. And
okay.
inventory can be stored, cannot be stored.
Okay. Very good. Meet. Meet, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Quality.
Yes.
Products quality can be measured and services it cannot be measured.
Hmm. Then?
And brand main strategy in product marketing.
Okay.
And people are equally important.
Okay. Muskan? Muskan, are you there? Is Muskan there? I can see, but I can't hear her.
Muskan is there.
Yes, but then she's not answering. Where is she? If she's there. Muskan, please answer. And what about Krishna? He has still not joined the class. We hardly have about.
Mom, he didn't join.
Okay. I'm going to report this that he's going to be absent. He's been absent for the class. Okay. Let's go to the pricing. Has everyone got a chance? Each one has answered, the ones who have been present, except.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, tell me this.
Ma'am, if this differentiate comes for like 5 marks,
Yes.
so we need to write 5 points or like 11 points.
5 points. But remember, whenever you are putting down the pointers, the basis of distinction is extremely important. You cannot miss out on the basis of distinction. Okay. So it can come as 5 marks. It can also come as 2 marks, maybe in like a short question.
Yes.
Okay. But all pointers are very important. Instead of 5, to be on the safe side, that 1 or 2 points go wrong, put about 7.
Yes. Yes.
Can we go to the next important element of marketing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, another important element which I'm going to discuss about is pricing. So we've already spoken about products. We've spoken about services. We've done about the objectives of marketing. Now, another important topic I'm going to touch upon today is pricing. What is pricing and why is it so difficult to price a product? Okay.
Ma'am.
Yes, tell me, Divyata. You want to read out?
Pricing is the process by which a product or a services is expressed in terms of money in the market. Okay. And it is important because price tells the buyer what's the quality, and
Ma'am,
the
it
transfer of
denotes
ownership can be
the money
taken
value
place.
of the product.
Yes, Abni? Tell me, Abni.
Ma'am, it denotes the money value of the product.
Okay. It denotes the money value of the product. And simply, pricing is nothing but the process of translating the value of a product or service in terms of money. The price of an article or service is the market value, which can be expressed in terms of money. But to put the pricing or to understand how a product is going to be priced is a very, very difficult task. Why so? We will understand with the factors. In fact, this question comes a lot, that why is pricing, okay, a marketing activity considered a difficult task? Now, pricing we know is an important element of marketing, right, in the marketing mix. Now, because the quality of a product or service that is supplied along with it, even the channel of distribution, promotional efforts, everything is going to affect the price of the product. Say, I have spent too much of money on advertising. What is going to happen to the price of the product? If I have spent a lot of money in advertising the product, will the price of the product be more or will the price of the product be less?
Less.
Less.
If I'm spending
Ma'am,
much on advertising, price of the product will be less.
Ma'am, more.
No.
More.
More.
Correct. So price will determine the sale volumes. It determines how much will be the profit margin. If I'm able to lower the cost of production, I'm going to try to give a lower price to the product. And if for the customer the product is cheaper, he will be very willing to buy the product from me. Correct? A firm cannot succeed if its price is too high or too low. So for the consumer, he has to understand the price actually determines the purchasing power of the consumer and the standard of living. Now, remember, there are innumerable types of products available in the market. Will every consumer buy every kind of product?
No.
It will depend on his purchasing power. Yes or no? Some
Yes.
some customers who are in the middle income group, they will try to buy those products which are somewhere the prices are in the middle range. On the other hand, certain people want very high quality goods. They are willing to pay a high price for the product. So in that case, they will be willing to pay good amount of prices.
Ma'am, it is upon the choice and the need of the customer.
Right. It depends on the choice and need of the customer. Excellent. Price determines the revenue, which the obviously here the price also determines the revenue which is willing to pay. It regulates the production, the distribution, and the consumption in the economy. So price, there are many kinds of factors, okay, which have to be taken into consideration when I am deciding on the price of the product. And how am I going to decide on those factors? Like the wages, the interest, the rent, the profit. All these factors have to be taken into consideration when you're going to price out the product. Competition on price also weeds out inefficient terms. Thus, we can say pricing is a very difficult factor. What do you understand by the line that competition on price weeds out inefficient firms? How does it weed out inefficient firms? Any idea? Can anyone give a little try to it? No one? Okay. Right. Let's come to it. Competition in the market means what? Say we have 3 or 4 firms at a time competing for a particular product in the market. Each one is going to be analyzed, or their goods will sell in the market according to the price of the product. Yes or no?
Yes.
I have 4 or 5 brands of tea, okay, which are selling in the market at a point of time. Now, which brand of tea I'm going to buy will depend on the price of the product, right?
Yes.
Sometimes if equally good quality products are there, say 3 or 4 very good quality products are there, and they have more or less the same prices, then a particular product whose price is very high or its quality is not very good will be weeded out of the market because no one will go and buy that particular product.
Unless the brand is much famous.
Unless a brand is famous or unless people know about it. So here, competition on price is also very, very important, so that the pricing of the goods are more or less at the same pattern. Otherwise, inefficient firms will go out of the market. So pricing, that's why, is a very difficult function, and lots of forces of demand and supply need to be regulated by the management and the government to decide on the correct type of pricing. Sound and pragmatic pricing should be followed. What do you understand by sound and pragmatic pricing?
It should be according to the quality, quantity of the product.
Okay, what is pragmatic pricing? Anyone, any idea of the meaning of the term pragmatic? Pragmatic means what? Okay.
Pragmatic is like sections.
No. Pragmatic pricing means practical pricing. Very practically, you have to decide.
Rational.
Rational. You have to think about the demand and the supply forces, and then you will decide on the correct type of pricing technique. Many times this question comes, this is one of the board questions, that why pricing, why is pricing a marketing activity considered a difficult task? Okay. So the reason being, the whole answer is actually expressed on page number 16. You can just look at it. First, they have given you the definition of Clark, that price of the price of an article or service is marketed. Here,
Yes, market value expressed in terms of money.
The price of an article or service is its market value expressed in terms of money. Now, in practice, a person buys certain services or facilities along with it, the product and the price which he has to pay, right? So price may be defined, that all they have again given you the basic definitions. Why is pricing an important element of marketing mix comes in the next paragraph, okay, which I have just explained. This whole thing they have given you in a little details, that price determines largely the sales volume and the profit margin. Price affects, okay, price is fundamental to all marketing efforts. I hope you all have found that line, that price is here, this one, price determines largely the sales volume and profit markets. Can you find that?
Yes,
Everyone? Where? Zara, where is it?
Ma'am, page 16.
Page 16. Right.
Ma'am, can you repeat it?
Okay. Page 16, go to that line. Just after, below the picture. Price is an important element in the marketing mix of a firm and affects other components of the marketing mix. Can you see there?
Yes, ma'am.
Then they have told you about that the quality of a product, the services supplied, the channel of distribution, and promotional efforts all depend upon the price. Price is fundamental to all marketing efforts. Price determines the sales volumes and the profit margins. Price structure affects the competitive position and market share of the firm. Prices should neither be too high nor too low. Consumers take their buying decisions and allocate their income with the help of the prices of the alternate goods. Without pricing, there can be no marketing, as a sale takes place only when the seller and the buyer agree on a price. If today seller and buyer do not come into a mutual agreement, they do not only come to an agreement that what price needs to be paid, will marketing take place? Is it possible to have marketing without pricing a good?
No, ma'am.
It's not possible. We can only market a good if the seller has fixed a certain price and the buyer is willing to buy the goods at that price. In a free enterprise, price determines the volume of economic activity. Okay. Price also regulates production, distribution, and consumption. In the economy, prices of goods and services determine largely the prices of the various factors of production. You are all economic students, you know the different factors of production for which prices
Yes, ma'am.
paid. Wages, interest, rent, profit. These are the different factors for which price needs to be paid. Price mechanism also influences the allocation of resources, the level of employment in the country. Competition on price beats out inefficient firms and compels the remaining ones to maximize the efficiency. As I told you, that if a particular firm wants to be in the market, they have to remove the inefficiencies so that people are willing to buy products from them. Another part is pricing is also a difficult function of marketing as it involves the consideration of several intangible and interrelated factors. Price depends not only upon the market forces of demand and supply, but it is also regulated by management and the government. And thus we need to follow sound and pragmatic pricing decisions and give up-to-date knowledge of demand and supply. Did you understand why is pricing a difficult task, children? Is it being clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Avni?
Yes, ma'am.
Dara, clear?
Ma'am,
Yes?
Ma'am.
Tell me.
we can even take points from the objective of pricing for this answer.
You can, no problem. You have to frame it, but you should know that why it is a difficult activity. Basically, remember, for all kinds of functions of marketing, whether you are planning, whether you are promoting, whether you are distributing the goods, the pricing obviously plays a very important role. So if you're not able to correctly price the good, the product is not going to be sold in the market because the buyer will not be willing to then buy the product. Okay. Objectives of marketing is again an important part of this topic, which I'm going to discuss in the next class because it needs a little detailed explanation. And once we come to the end of the chapter, I'm going to give you a worksheet or a number of questions to be solved regarding the same. So till now, whatever we've done of this particular topic, is it being clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts anyone is having?
Yes.
Ma'am.
No.
Being totally clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Mean, get your video fixed so that next day I can see you.
Ma'am,
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
do we need to by heart the definition of pricing given by clerk?
Ma'am, what is Muskan written? Ma'am, do we have to learn the definition of pricing? Why is she not answering? She's not being audible or what?
Ma'am, there's a problem with her mic or something.
Okay. 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 Fine. Fine. Tell me, yes, what you're saying, Divyata? Sorry. The class is about to end. Come on quickly.
Do we need to by heart the definition of pricing by clerk?
Yes. About by heart, see all definitions. If you give quoted, board will definitely give you full marks for that. So try to give now. You have come to grade 10. Please give quoted definitions. That is very, very important. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So we are ending the